All right, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. Perfect timing for the wind. It's actually going to be a two-part video in the sense, and I sometimes do like 25 parts. This is just a JK tub, two-door. I think it was off of 2014 or 15, somewhere in there. Okay, so the first part of this video is just going to be going over this tub as the listing. And then the second part of this video is going to be comparing this to an early JK tub, two-door. And I've always had split these over the years and saying that, 2007, 2010, 11 to 18, or whatever the range was, okay? But I was looking at the two yesterday, and I should have done this before. I don't think there's any differences on them. So we're gonna put them right next to each other here after I get done with this one today and just see if that is indeed the case. So I won't have that one up in the air. I know for sure that frames are the same because I bolted an early to a late and a late to an early. And I thought because some of the interior changes, they may have changed some of the mold or kind of pressed metal areas. But like I said, we'll see. Okay, let's just see how it goes. All right, so you're gonna see this tub as if you were standing here next to me. That's the whole point of this tub, as I say in almost all of my videos. Okay, channels here. What we're mainly looking for is these torque pockets. There is a little bit of surface rust starting to show its ugly face in some of these little spots in here, okay? This tub is really solid. I don't wanna say it's not, but I don't wanna discount, or it will be discounted a little bit. I don't wanna short-sight it at all and say it's absolutely nothing, because on any of these exposed little plates, these little angle iron pieces, for whatever reason, they're what is maybe just because the paint wasn't good from the beginning. So not anything on the actual torque pocket or boxing areas or the actual frame, tub of the frame, but you see it here. You see a little bit at the seams here. So we'll grade it as a mid-grade tub, even though it's pretty dang clean. It was unwrecked. All the channels, all the bolt holes that you're going to be using to bolt this thing back down are in good shape. Threads are clean. You won't have to mess with any of that stuff. So. And the firewall, and again, it's unwrecked. Now, there's one other area. We did it here at the yard, and I'll show you both sides so you can see it. It's a little ding in it, and it's actually really, really hard to see. But you might be able to see it right here. It's where the forklift, when we were backing up the rear tire roll that was sitting over here in the dirt. So I'll discount for that. It's a little body work, not real bad, but something, again, I want you to see this if you're standing next to me. Wheel wells, absolutely beautiful. Okay, all the way up the sides, the rockers, super clean, nothing wrong with those guys. They're even nice and straight. The arms are included. I know these tubs originally were sectional tubs and you had to buy all these pieces separately, but we do sell them, especially on an unwrecked one like this was. And I have photos of this thing. Oh crap, look at that. I got it all clean and I got some splashback. I like to have them really clean when I do this. Anyway, it is what it is. It's starting to get windy. I don't want to dump this thing off the lift, so. All right, what was I saying? Yeah, so when they're unwrecked like this one was or the other one was, we don't cut anything on them. In the case we buy one, and usually we don't buy JKs wrecked just because they're already super expensive and they still hold their value when they're wrecked. So I usually avoid those. But we have bought a couple tubs that people, rolled, and then they take off what they want and they bring in the rest. And some of those we've ended up with before. We have a few pieces left on a 4-door, but that's about it. Everything else, like I said, super clean, and you'll see that here when I get it down. The roll bars are intact. We don't cut those. Again, people call on that stuff and want us just to cut those out. And again, if the tub is damaged, we'd be happy to, but in these cases, the tub's not. So let me pause it because I'm going to show you the top of it here. I'm trying to think how to do this. Actually, I'll go ahead and show it here, and then I'll pause it and bring it over there. I want to be able to take, how's that going to work? Because I got to do photos of it too. Okay, well, this is only going to be this tub video, and I'll do a comparison video after because it doesn't work the way I was going to do it because I have to do photos in a certain order. Otherwise, I got to move around things too much, and it just doesn't make sense, this forklift. Too many chances of bumping into something or breaking something. I don't want to pick it up more than I have to, so. Okay, corners are beautiful. Floors are gorgeous. There's absolutely nothing on these floors. I pulled all the rubbers out of them so it would drain nice. We usually sell those separately anyway. Nice wheel wells, beautiful roll bar, again, not bent. If you need a set of extensions, the part that goes up here that goes forward, those do come off. We do usually sell those separately. Just let us know. We have at least one pair, maybe two of those. Floors, again, driver's side, passenger side, excellent. It looks like they added something to beef up these floors, which is cool. This looks like something from the factory. I don't know. I haven't seen that in the other tubs. That might be something they did in the later the later JKs. We'll look at this one and see. Maybe I just missed it yesterday. So, but again, beautiful there. Absolutely gorgeous underneath the cowl area where your wiper stuff goes. This is all nice and clean, no rust up there. And then again, the firewall, beautiful. Okay, so just kind of walk it around, show you everything. And oh, this is the ding I was thinking. So maybe that is a ding. Oh, I'll check that over there. Maybe it wasn't something there. But anyway, this is where we rubbed into it. Okay, so that will be discounted. So anything that you have to work on. Now, this is what I call a yeah, look at that. Call me a liar. Usually on TJs are not boxed in up here. So this is an area that is boxed in. You can reach it from here, this little access point. But that just means that it's not as easy to pull this as it would be if it was in an area that's, this is all boxed actually. So JK is fully boxed. I didn't realize the tubs, like this would be an area if it was dented here. You can get into the underside, easy repair. There's nothing damaged there, but just to kind of go to show you. But now that I'm looking at this tub, it has got layers upon layers, and it's a shell. So, and I remember kind of seeing that because there's foam inside of this stuff as a, I don't know, as a sound dampener or safety or whatever, but they did that from the factory. Okay. And then these little L-shaped brackets, and look, this is kind of funny because in the early ones, you'll see this on the other one. They don't put a relief here. And so this is always where they like to flake up and rust out. And this one, it almost looks like somebody modified. Maybe they did, but it's pretty smooth. I would have bet that this is just something they added. I kind of thought it was stupid. You'll see it on this other one. There's just nowhere for dirt to go, and it just traps there. So, okay. But going around this side, and then I was thinking I think there still is a little bit of a, this pushed in. It might be the contours. It's hard to say, but we're going to just add that in. And just like an insurance company does an estimate, we kind of do the exact opposite when we're pricing these things. Anything that's got to be worked on, anything that's damaged on them, we deduct from our, what would be a grade A, and it kind of goes down. So I said earlier, this will be in the B range. So we'll take a B price, and then we'll deduct further on that kind of stuff. And the B is just, this is a little bit of corrosion starting to appear on some of those brackets down there. But again, you be the judge of it. That's why the video's here. 303-666-9020. I'm going to get some photos of it here shortly, and then I will bring it over there and we'll look at them side by side. That will be a little bit better anyway. And we'll do a comparison video. And if they're the same, fan-freaking-tastic. That's awesome, because it really was hard to sell these for a long time, and I think people were kind of just basing off blind faith of my own, thinking, oh, he's got them split this year, he must know something we don't, which, maybe not. I mean, it's possible. We go off of part numbers, but see, the problem is with these things, since they're sectional tubs. What I mean by a sectional tub is like on an old TJ or YJ, and I'm sure they were sectional one time, but you could buy out of the factory at one time, you could buy a whole TJ tub. And it's been years since they've sold them. They discontinued them long ago, but you could buy them. Now, when I first got into this 20 something years ago, JKs were just about to come out. And when I went to price the first JK tub I ever did, I always base it off of, can you get it new still? Is there, and if there is, there obviously there's not you got to be about half of what they go for new if they're available new. If they're not new, if they don't offer new, then you got to come up with, supply and demand kind of thing. So that's kind of how we priced everything over the years. But when these did get discontinued, and they did very quickly after they started making them, Jeep has been absolutely horrendous with that since Stellantis took over. But anyway, I noticed very quickly I couldn't get a single part number for this entire tub or a four-door. And what instead is there was a part number for this channel, there was a part number for this floor, this entire floor, but these are all sectional. You can see where the glue is in them, and that's how they section them together, and that's actually how the part numbers lay out on them. So if you want to put part numbers on them for our purpose, which is advertising, literally, people look for part numbers a lot on Google, you really have to put like 400 part numbers on this thing, because there's just that much that's sectionalized off of it. So anyway, I know I was saying that with a point, but I got off on a distraction. I can't remember why I was going with that. I think that was just in the comparison of the two. So the part numbers definitely were different, and I would just take a couple random parts, I don't remember what they were, but it might be this channel, and then I'd compare it to that channel, and if they were a different part number, I just assumed there was a year split in there. So we're going to be able to see that. This video is not going to show you that, just because I had to have to do the photos a little differently than I was hoping. So stay tuned, check back on our YouTube channel, And you should be able, you'll see something titled, something like, if it does work, you'll say 2007 to 2000, either all the way up to 18, 2-door JK or 4-door both, because even though it's not, if it works on these two, we're going to assume it's the same on the 4-doors. And tub comparison videos over the year. And if they are, you know, we're going to go off of this one being a 15. I'm positive this is a 15, and that I know is a 9. If they are the same, then we're going to say we're going to screw these you know, 2007, 2010, we're going to group them all together, and then I'll put a little brief description on how we came about that, so people know that we did indeed compare two, and then hopefully they find this video. So, okay, so that's it. 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. I'm going to say one more thing, and then I promise I'm going to stop talking. That trailer, which is very empty right now, it's not empty. There's a ton of stuff going on. I got frames behind me piled up. I am leaving, and I've been saying this since Friday, but I am pulling out of Grand Junction, Colorado. I'm going to say tonight, even though I know it's going to be in the morning, and I only know that because I have a transporter that's going to meet me here, and I'm going to follow him down to Denver. He's actually delivering a project that we finished for a guy. I was going to try to squeeze it on this trailer, but I'm not going to have room for it. So Gus is going to come up and get that. I'm going to follow him down to Longmont, down north of Denver, unload that with the customer, and then I'm going to be on my way, okay? The first couple stops I have, I got one in Iowa, but I'll be going through Nebraska. I got one in Chicago. I got a few in Indiana, several in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I even have one up in Toronto, which is up in the air only in the sense that as long as I can get across the border, which I have all my paperwork, should be good to go. If not, I'm going to leave it at a customer's up there and then have a hot shop pick it up from there. But as long as we can do that, we're going to go to Toronto, and I'm going to go to Maryland. Now I'm going to come back. I got to be back by March 11th, my wife's birthday. So I do still have some room. I'm not 100% sure I have room for a big tub like this. It's a 30-foot trailer, and I do have a deck spot, so I can always move a TJ tub to the top deck as long as the guy that's receiving it can unload it. This one would be a little too big for the top deck. And if you notice, this is a lot longer than a TJ tub by a lot. Like a TJ is 100 inches long, which is perfect because that's about what a flat deck is. This is freaking, I don't know, 12 feet long. I don't know what they are, but they're long, okay? So this has to be loaded a little differently. And so far, I haven't quite figured that out yet. So I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to shoot off to the customer that I sent the one to yesterday. So you'll get this one hopefully here soon. And then essentially what we're going to do is we're going to try it. As long as you want it, of course. If you don't want it, that's okay. If you do want it, I'm going to try it. And then if it works, I'll call you back and write you up. If it doesn't, I'll tell you we can hot shot it to you. And realistically, the difference on cost is very little on something like this to Michigan. When I bring them out, I usually do $500 flat rate. And when a hot shot does it, maybe $1,000 just because it is a little bit bigger than a normal tub. But typically we can get a hot shot to go up in that area for $750. Now I will be in your town. I know that. And we talked about that yesterday. I reiterated that with that other tub we did. So it would be awesome if we can drop the black tub. It's that black tub that's going up, that TJ one up at the front, and this one at the same town. That would be great. But again, if it doesn't fit, there is a backup if you're interested in it. If you're not interested, then no harm, no foul. It is what it is, all right? So again, this is a load. I'll explain more. I have it in all our other videos. I've been yapping about it for freaking 6 weeks now. If you miss this load, it's not the end of the world. We do run a hot shot crew out of here every 2 to 3 weeks. And they'll pick up. It's just once a year I do it. I used to do it a lot more, but I got little guys at home. Matter of fact, my little girl is a little over 1, January 5th. So she is just about to walk, and I am determined to be back here very quickly, not only for Kira's birthday, but my Emmy, because if she walks while I'm gone, I'm going to be so disappointed. So I don't think she's quite there. I think we got a couple months, but you never know. All right? So that's it. Thank you so much.